Welcome back guys to Mathematical Mindset. So we have a question right here. It says -1 all raised to the power of root pi is equal to. So let's look for the value of -1 raised to the power of root of pi. So the first thing we want to do is to recognize that -1 raised to the power of root pi can be expressed using polar coordinates in the complex plane. So we simply want to take note of that right here. And we can easily say that from Euler's identity, or according to Euler's identity, we have that e raised to the power of pi I plus 1 is equals to 0, and we can easily rewrite this to be e raised to the power of pi I is equals to -1. So we know that -1 can be written as this. So substituting this into the original equation, we can say hence this is going to become e raised to the power of pi I all raised to the power of root pi is equals to -1 root of what? Pi. So let's simply solve for this to know the value of -1 raised to the power of root of pi right there. Okay, so but we want to note that the root of a is equals to a raised to the power of 1 over 2. So let's simply apply this here. We can easily say that e raised to the power of root of I can be written as pi into 1 over 2, which is equals to -1 the root of pi. Okay, so we have that right there. So the next thing we want to do is to simply rewrite this as e raised to the power of pi I multiply pi 1 over 2 is equals to -1 the root of pi. Recall that a m n can be written as a n of m. So we can easily rewrite this to be e raised to the power of pi multiplied pi into 1 over 2 raised to the power of I is equals to -1 the root of pi. So we can easily rewrite this to be this. Now we note that this pi is raised to the power of 1. Now we want to know that from the law of exponents, we know that am multiply an can be written as am plus n, right? So we can easily rewrite this right here to be e raised to the power of pi into 1 plus 1 over 2 all I is equals to -1 the root of pi. Okay, so let's simply solve for this. We have this to be e raised to the power of pi. The LCM there is 2, so 1 into 2 is 2. 2 times 1, we have this to be 2 plus 1 into 2 into 2, 1. 1 times 1 is 1. All raised to the power of I is equals to -1 the root of pi. So from this we have that e is raised to the power of pi of 3 over 2 all I is equals to -1 the root of pi. So we're going to say applying Euler's formula. Now the Euler's formula states that e raised to the power of ix is equals to cos x plus I sine x. Recall that from the previous solution, we have that e raised to the power of pi 3 over 2I is equals to -1 root pi, right? So let's simply apply the Euler's formula to this. So we know that we have this to be e raised to the power of 3 over 2I is equals to -1 root of pi. So applying the Euler's formula, we have this to be, sorry, there's a pi. So this is the formula right here. So applying this is going to become e raised to the power of pi 3 over 2I is equals to cos of pi raised to the power of 3 over 2 plus I sine pi raised to the power of 3 over 2, right? So we have this right here. So we can say n. So applying this to this, we have that cos of pi into 3 over 2 plus I sine of pi into 3 over 2 is equal to -1 the root of pi. Okay, so therefore, or hence, we have that -1 root of pi is equals to cos pi into 3 over 2 plus I sine of pi into 3 over 2. So this becomes the value of the question right here.